Wondering if it's still a good time to move to Roanoke?
Stay tuned to find out. Hey there everybody, it's Hal Cohn.
And Chris Cohn. Together we're with Cohn Realty Group.
If this is your first time to our channel, 100th time to our channel, or 1000th time to our channel, we appreciate you. And if you haven't clicked that subscribe button, please make sure you do right now, as well as that bell icon so you're notified each and every time we're releasing a new video about living, working, and playing in what? The amazing Roanoke Valley.
It's a sunny Roanoke Valley day, isn't it?
Yeah, sunny fall day here in Roanoke.
Well, we have folks constantly contacting us saying they want to move to or within Roanoke, Salem, Botetourt, and the surrounding areas. So if that's you, your friends, or your family, please get in touch with us. We'd love to have a conversation, see if we can answer any questions, and help you out however we can. You can call us, text us, or email us.
Okay, so it is 2021 as a calendar year is winding down. However, it has been like a sprint and a marathon combined, I think, when it comes to real estate.
Woo,
Would you agree?
Oh boy, it has been a doozy of a year. I mean, really a blessing of a year, but full of surprises, and I don't think anyone would have predicted this year.
No, you know, COVID hit last year, and people were concerned about the economy and worried about housing and different things, of course, throughout the world. And real estate has been wild, like no agent that I know has ever seen between 2019 and 2021 now. And it's just been a wild ride, and it's still going on. I mean, we still got people here towards the end of 2021 that are looking to buy, looking to sell. We got listings coming to the market. We've got buyers like, hey, I need to do a virtual tour, which I'll probably do after this video today.
Yay.
Because they are wanting to get into a house here before the end of the year.
Yeah, so that's the number one question we get is it still a good time to buy or sell? And what's the market like doing in Roanoke? So we just wanted to present you with a little market update, give you all the facts, let you know it is still a wonderful time, and let you know what we're seeing here in the beautiful Roanoke Valley.
So big question here as 2021 winds down and people are thinking about moving into 2022 and where you're gonna live. Why in the world would someone choose Roanoke?
For some people that contact us, it's because of their job, good job transfer. Most people that contact us, though, from around the world now, are people that are moving here for a few different reasons. One is just the quality of life and the beauty of it all. I mean, you can see today, we're towards the end of the fall color.
Can you see the river back there?
Yeah, the river. We've got so many greenways, we've got hiking trails, biking trails, a great place to stay active, or just look at the mountains if you want to just sit and look at them. Hopefully you've seen our videos on all those things. But also it's a mid-sized community, and so people are really interested in having that community feel, getting to know one another.
Less traffic.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, you've got your peak hours as far as like, quote, rush hour, but it's nothing like any major city.
Yeah.
So you can pretty much get anywhere, like we always say, 20 to 30 minutes from a long far side of town to downtown or vice versa. So you can get wherever you want to very conveniently.
And along those lines, let's talk about location, because a lot of people are moving here because it's easily accessible to much of the nation, if you think about it, within a one-day's trip. And so they may have relatives up north and family down south or to the west. And so this is a great central location, and we've got Amtrak, we've got an airport, we've got easy car and interstate, and you know, it's just a really sweet spot.
Like we always say, planes, trains, and automobiles to get
you.
wherever you want to go on the eastern seaboard within an easy drive, flight, or train ride.
Right.
There we go.
Thank you. And one thing that we hear a lot is the seasons. So you're seeing some of that today. Hopefully check out some of our other videos too. But those 4 seasons are really awesome, and they're relatively mild, so it's a great place. And some people, maybe like yourself, are looking at our video, you've never even been here, and guess what? That's not unusual now.
It's not at all, not at all.
But we're here to help and answer any questions that you may have. So let's dive right into what this year was like for buyers.
It's been a wild ride for buyers and sellers. And what do we mean by wild ride? I mean, buyers have been in the situation where they've gotten into multi-offer situations. They're paying higher than what we've seen for normal appreciation over the years.
Right.
And so, you know, you may have 10, 15, 20 offers competing against yours to be able to get that house.
Yeah, and we've been telling people that if you're putting in an offer right now and over the summer, you needed to start right at about list price or over. So you had to be prepared to at least match the list price, if not go over. This was not a time to bargain.
No.
You're not going to find deals in our market. So we're trending just like the rest of the nation in that there was a lot of people that were demanding houses and just not a lot of inventory, and that drove the prices up a little bit.
As an example, in 2021, for one of our buyer clients, you know, an offer might look something like this. Number one, it would be above list price as far as the offer goes. And there may be an escalation clause in there. And then also we had to take into consideration the fact that, hey, we may do a home inspection, but it might very well be just for informational purposes only. So we're not going to expect the seller to make any repairs. And then the other big thing was, like, if you were going over list price, hopefully you had additional cash on hand so you could do an appraisal gap. So if it appraised for less than the purchase price, then you had additional money you could bring to the closing table to cover that difference so that the seller could get the purchase price y'all had agreed to in the beginning, and there was no further negotiation. Because what we were all about and what the buyers need to do this year and probably even next year is going to be providing certainty to the sellers that you can get to the closing table, because they want to close and they want to get their money and you want to get the house.
Being flexible on those terms and conditions, just like closing, when you can closing. We want to make everything as advantageous as we can to the seller. So
while still trying to protect you
as
we can for you to still get the house. So that's why we still try to keep that home inspection in there, but make it more of a, hey, we're still going to proceed, but we know what we're getting ourselves into.
You're right, yeah. And I think it's just, and we won that multiple offer situation, which was the highlight of the story, and we won quite a few. And it's because, you know, you have to get creative, you have to stay on your feet, you have to stay in front of the market and figure out what you do when the market changes, which is going to change all the time. So
now we're going to jump back into talking about finishing off with sellers.
Right.
So not only were sellers able to get top dollar and get some terms, and when we were talking about those terms, we're talking about like home inspections, appraisals being waived, things like that. Then the biggest part of that though is, like, if you're a seller and you don't have a place to go, how can you handle that?
Yeah, you know, having a solid transition plan in place was really important for sellers, because some of them may have been caught a little off guard, like, oh, my home's under contract in one day. Oh, where am I going to go?
Even though we had prepared them for that, right?
Well, I don't think ours did, but we did hear that from other people and agents that were just, you know, and people were scrambling for rentals or looking for other houses. And it just takes some time. It's just a different market right now.
Yeah. So what did we do to make that a better transition for them?
Well, I mean, it's
called rent back.
Well, yeah, not only that, but setting expectations, letting you know what the market's like. So talk to a real estate professional for sure before you dive in and make any major decisions. But yeah, the rent back, that was a really creative way to
help buyers and sellers out, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
That was definitely a win-win. So, you know, some buyers had the flexibility. Oh, I don't actually need to move in for 2 or 3 months, right? So if that was the case, then our sellers could sell their home, and then they could stay there for another month or two, and then they could move where they needed to move once they found a place, or they moved to a whole different destination altogether. So let's jump into the nuts and bolts, the numbers as far as prices and units and all that stuff with homes here in Roanoke Valley from 2018 until 2021, because there is a big difference, which I'm sure you're seeing in your market as well.
Right.
So I'm gonna look at my clipboard here for a second, so I make sure I get this right.
Well,
This is important information.
I know, and you and I have a background in science, actually. So we really like the numbers. We like digging into the numbers, pulling out those trends, seeing what we're seeing. It really helps to understand the snapshot here, now, and also can help predict the future as well. So, anyways, pull out your numbers.
So what we were saying is, from 2018 until 2021, we had $214,000 average sold price in 2018 to $290,000 here in 2021. So with that means that's a 27% increase in value of home values here in Roanoke Valley during that time.
Wow.
Nationally, it's probably actually a little bit higher. You know, and just last year, from 2020 to 2021, nationally, we saw an 18% appreciation rate, which is astronomical because normally it's like 4 or 5% a year when you're seeing appreciation of a home. So that 18% nationally is huge year over year. But the good news is, here in Roanoke, we are still not seeing that type of appreciation. Like 2020 to 2021, 9%. So 9% appreciation from 2020 to 2021 as far as prices, as far as average sold prices last year to this year, they went up 9%. Now, nationally, they are saying we're kind of at a plateau here at the end of 2021. So we're not seeing this steep rise like this. We're kind of plateauing here. So there's going to be a balance in 2022 of supply and demand being more in balance. So you're still going to have some moderate appreciation. So even if you buy this year, you should still see some appreciation next year, and you're not going to be underwater. Good Lord willing, and the creek don't rise.
Yeah, no one has a crystal ball.
No.
These are just things that we've been reading, absorbing, talking to other people, trying to keep our pulse on the market and the trends and find out. So I do like that we still have a great cost of living here in the Valley, and you can check out our many videos on our cost of living, and you can see for yourself if it makes sense to move here on that basis too. I don't even know if we put that in the beginning. Remember the advantage?
Of why Roanoke?
That's a huge advantage a lot of people find. So so thanks for that predictive index, if you will.
That analysis that I pulled from the experts. So that's not all house speak by all means. So it's fall, as we mentioned earlier, here in Roanoke. Beautiful fall colors, and just opportunity to be here on a beautiful fall day. 60 degrees and just enjoying it. But you might want to know a little bit more about what is the housing market doing here in Roanoke right now as 2021 itself comes to a close.
Right, so fall, winter, everybody wonders, like, is this still a good time to buy? Is it still a good time to sell? So we just wanted to touch on that a little bit. Right now, the interest rates are still low, and we are seeing a little bit of cooling off in the market. So you're seeing more price reductions and things like that. You're not seeing...
You are, however, I will say this. This is Hal's wisdom here on this one. So I could be totally wrong, but I think I'm right. Lots of people here in the fall, they are trying to catch up on that wave from spring and summer. So they're like, oh, I saw how crazy it was in the spring and summer. People were selling their houses fast and for crazy numbers, right? So with the fact that there's a few less buyers and a few less sellers per se, that time has kind of flown by. So if you astronomically price your home right now as a seller here in the fall, then if you don't have to sell, you're probably in a good position. However, if you want to sell and you need to sell, then price it appropriately based on what the current market is telling you, not what 6 months told you. So that's what we always analyze, is like, what's happening right now in the market. So,
I think thank you for that clarification, because when I say price reductions, what I'm meaning is that we were seeing some really high pricing and the market needed it. I mean, we had a high demand. However, right now, you can't get those astronomical per square foot prices when things aren't as hectic and busy and there's not as much demand. So thank you for that. That was a good clarification.
Well, hopefully that makes sense. I mean, we're not saying it's a bad time to buy or a bad time to sell by any means, because there are still active buyers, there still are active sellers, and you're still going to be able to get top dollar. It just may not be some crazy exorbitant number that you just throw out there and say, hey, I want $700,000 for a home that's really worth $550,000 right now.
And expect to get 20 offers in the first day.
Right.
That was in the summer. But
just
lot of
price
factors
appropriately by looking at your numbers now with your professional realtor that can help you work through that.
Absolutely. So let's really dig into if you're a buyer right now and you want to buy, and if you're a seller right now and if you want to sell. So is it a good time? Traditionally speaking, most people kind of take it easy, ride through the holidays, but I tell you what, this is some of our busiest times.
Yeah.
Is the
Every year at Thanksgiving, we just had this conversation. So we go to North Carolina, stay in a cabin with my mom, with the dogs and the kids every Thanksgiving, right?
Right.
And what are we always doing? We are clamoring for internet access, using our hotspots on our phones so that we can help people pull deals together while we are there, or stuff like that. And it's crazy.
And
so,
it's all the way till January, February.
Yeah.
And then the March spring rush picks up. So it's been really interesting to see that trend that most people think, oh, you can't do anything in the winter. But that is not true. So
it's
let's
not. So buyers are looking for houses right now. Like, I've got a client that I said, after I get done with this, I need to go do a video virtual tour for them because they're going to move here first part of next year. And they were like, oh, we're going to wait to look at houses in person. They keep seeing things pop up, and guess what?
Yeah, they're ready.
I need to go see a virtual tour. I'm pre-approved. Let's get this thing done.
That's right.
So we've got buyers, and it's a good time to buy. I mean, you don't have quite as much competition because in the spring and summer, you'd see 15, 20, 30 offers on houses. And right now we're seeing like, say 2 to 7 offers, right? So less competition for you. So that gives you a better advantage. And on the seller side, like I just said, buyers are still looking. And you're gonna have less competition too, because most people are not gonna be smart like you and understand that I can sell during the holidays.
Absolutely.
Sellers gonna be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that. It's not a good time to sell. That is not true. You can sell now and still get a good price for your home based on the fact that we've had tremendous appreciation over the last few years.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I think you said that really well. And that people are still active, they're still in the market, and they're more serious typically at this time. Yeah. So buyers are serious about buying, they're ready. And then sellers, they're ready to offload it. So it's a great time to buy and sell, which I think segues perfectly into the next topic, which is make sure you have a professional real estate agent. We talk about this all the time. If we can help you, we would love to have that conversation, answer any questions you may have, or just sit down and see how we can help.
That's right. And that goes for you international folks, as well as you local folks here in Roanoke, Salem, and Botetourt County. Whew. That was a lot.
That was a lot of information.
That was a lot for me. So it was a lot for me. It was probably a lot for you too.
Yeah, and you probably don't deal in real estate every day, and we completely understand that may have been like taking a sip from a fire hose, right? So if you have any questions, any concerns, please contact your professional realtor. And of course, we would love to have a conversation with you, see if we can help you in any capacity and represent you as your realtor here in the Roanoke Valley.
That's right. You can call us, you can text us, you can email us, and we'd love to have a conversation. And we look forward to seeing you around town really soon.
Bye.